All right. So I'm gonna try and do this live with the lights on. I gotta go get surgery on my left eye. It's driving me nuts right now, aggravating me. So it's gonna be hard for me to read any comments. But I just wanted to. I don't really do a whole lot of lives just because it's hard for me to read the comments normally. But when this eye's acting up like it is, it's it makes it really difficult. So I'm going to get surgery on it Tuesday. Hopefully, I can get this thing fixed so that it doesn't bother me anymore. But I will try and read some of the comments if anybody pops in here and has any. So it says there's 3 people in here, but we'll wait a minute, see if anybody else pops in. I don't know why you got to turn the camera straight up and down now. You can't have it sideways. I don't. I don't know. I don't get it. Oh, thank you, Chicken Neck. I appreciate it. It'll work out one way or the other. So, but I had a couple questions or in the comments. Somebody asked me how I fixed the lifter on my um, Rossi 94 so that when I spin cocked it, the shells didn't fly out. I welded it up or brazed it up and then with a file worked it down a couple strokes. I'd put it in, try it until I got enough friction where the shell wouldn't fling out, but yet there wasn't so much drag that it wouldn't feed reliably. I don't know if that explains it. I guess I could do a video on it. I can't show it in a live, but I could probably do a video on it or even take a picture and just show what I did to it. So maybe I'll do that in the future. Um, I got a couple things coming up that I'm going to do some videos on. Hey, Muhammad. Um, I want to get the 4570 double rifle. I want to get back on that and try and get that finished up. I want to get the 416 Taylor double rifle rechambered to 416 Rigby. That's going to be coming up soon. Hey, Fletcher. Hang on a minute, guys. Just had to deal with that. Looks like we had one of them idiots just leaving stupid comments. How you doing, Kodak? So I want to get the 416 double rifle done. I want to get the 4570 double rifle done. I'm been kind of tossing this around. I really have an issue with it. I have that Rossi 92. It's got a 20-inch barrel on it. You guys have seen me spin cock it. I won that thing at a stupid low price on Gunbroker. Um, I've really been tossing the idea around as much as it. The thought of it makes me sick to do it. But I've really thought about just paying a $200 extortion fee and SBR in that thing so that way I can turn it into a mare's leg. I love my Henry's mare leg, but it's not like the mare's leg off of Wanted Dead or Alive, the old Western movie. That was a model 92 Winchester that they made that mare's leg out of. And I thought I just keep tossing the idea around. I haven't set my mind on it about SBR and that so that I can turn that into a mare's leg and have it a traditional looking mare's leg. Plus, I could still throw a stock on it because it would be a legal SBR. That's just another thing I'm kicking around. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do it or not, but it's something that I'm thinking about. Why don't you all tell me what you think in the comments about that? Should I pay the extortion fee or should I just leave it be? I mean, even with the extortion fee, I would still have even less than what a Rossi Ranch hand would cost, even used right now. So I wouldn't even have half of, well, I'd probably have just a little bit more than half of what a Rossi 92, another one to replace that 20-inch barrel would cost in this one. So, like I said, something I've been kicking around. I haven't decided on. Um, I want to, because I'm going to be out of work for weeks. So once I get back to work and get some money saved up, I got to pick up some large rifle primers. I want to load up some 458 lot. The video I just did on that bolt action 458 lot I built. I want to take that out and do some shooting videos with that. I want to do some shooting videos with the 4570 double rifle when it's done. I want to take the 416 Rigby double rifle out and do some shooting with that. You guys have already seen the 450 Nitro Express a few times. So, them are some of the plans. I still want to practice doing some fast draw with the pistol and fanning, and hopefully by this fall, I want to um, spin cock my mare's leg, fast draw, or not spin cock, but fast draw, and then fan the hammer on it in zero point 0.2 seconds or less. But I've got so many things going on, I don't know if I can get them all done. And I need to get some of these projects done that I haven't gotten around to finishing up that just they've been sitting there hanging out over my head. Yeah, Rossi made the ranch hand, which looked really close to what Steve McQueen's mare's leg was. The Henry mare's leg is, dude, it's the smoothest action I've ever seen on a stock gun, lever action gun, nicest trigger, but it just doesn't look like the mare's leg that Steve McQueen had and wanted Dead or Alive. And I really just want one that looks like that. And I'm not willing to pay $1,200 or more for a Rossi Ranch hand because they don't make them anymore. That's what they're going for $1,000 to $1,200, and I've seen them as high as $1,500 to $1,600 when you can find them. But a used one right now seems to be running right around $1,000, and I can, even with the $200 extortion fee, I can SBR that Rossi I got and for half or a little less than half of what they want for a used ranch hand right now. I'm not really looking for anything. I have ideas for videos that I want to do for the channel. I think, taking that Rossi I got and pulling the barrel off, chopping it down on a lathe, recrowning the muzzle, stuff like that, I think it makes for some good video content. And then I could build a mare's leg like I want. So that's kind of why I've been considering doing it. Just mainly because work's been slow, and then this eye surgery I got to get is gonna, excuse me, it's gonna cost me quite a bit of money out of my pocket, even after insurance. So, like, trying to buy new guns right now is just not gonna be an option. So, I'm trying to look at the projects I have that I can do relatively real cheap, or I have everything to do it with, so that for content, so I'm not just putting out the same video over and over and over and over and over and over. I mean, I got ADHD when it comes to guns. You guys have seen my gun collections, everything from AR-15s and Uzis to cowboy guns to drillings and Cape guns that are 100 years old to double barrel rifles. And so, I mean, if every video you see me do is either spin cocking or doing a triple shot, I mean, I get bored with doing the same thing over and over. I'm sure you guys get bored with watching the same thing over and over. So I'm always trying to do something different. Plus, like I said, I like all kinds of stuff. So I don't like just shooting guns or collecting guns. I also like building them. So I figure I'd share all of that with you guys. Yeah, I wish we could get rid of the NFA, but I mean, the government makes so much money off it that I don't think you're going to get rid of it. And I don't want to get into politics on this channel. I mean, it is what it is. If I want to make a mare's leg, I have to pay the $200 extortion fee. You either do it or you don't do it. You know what I mean? For me, I'm not going to take a chance on losing all my gun rights just because I don't like something or I don't think it's fair. To me, it's worth it to pay $200 if I just feel like I have to do it than to risk losing all my rights. If I don't want to pay the $200, I'll just leave it as a rifle and not worry about it. I do have a 58 caliber Hawken style muzzleloader, and I've been watching a lot of 11 Bang Bang videos. They've been doing a lot of muzzleloader stuff, so I dug mine out the back of the closet, and I just want to check, make sure the nipple wasn't plugged up or nothing. And when I pulled the nipple out, I noticed that there was powder down in there underneath the nipple. So I ran my ramrod down there and realized that that thing's got a powder and a ball in it. No cap, of course, but that thing's been loaded for probably 20 years. So it's been at least 20 years since I've been muzzle loading hunting. So thinking about taking some caps out and seeing if that thing will fire after 20 years of sitting in a closet. Maybe I'll throw that in a video too. Um, I do need to. We were testing that Damascus barrel last year. That Damascus barrel shotgun, I fired 2 3/4 inch smokeless loads, 3 inch smokeless loads, 3.5 inch smokeless loads in it, and never could get it to blow up. So I did pick up a box of 5 20 gauge slugs, and sometime this summer I am going to jam a 20 gauge slug down to the middle of the barrel on that because we couldn't get it to blow up even with 3.5 inch mags, 12 gauge mags in that barrel. And originally that was a 2.5 inch chamber that was reamed out to 2 3/4. So, running a 3/4 inch longer shell with more powder and everything else, Damascus barrel wouldn't rupture. It did get a little bit of a bulge in it about midway down, but figured I'd jam a 20 gauge down it and then put a 2 3/4 in it, stand back with a string and pull the trigger and see if we rupture the barrel that way. If not, stick another 20 gauge in there and stick a 3 inch mag in there and try it. And if that don't work, I'll jam a 16 gauge shell in it with a 20 gauge shell behind that and a 3 inch mag. And if it still don't blow, I'm gonna weld the end of the muzzle shut and blow it. But everybody talks about how weak Damascus barrels are. If you go back and look at my videos blowing up Damascus barrels, I can't believe that thing didn't blow up with all the stuff I was putting through it. I mean, I'm pretty impressed with that. Hey, Kingdom of God Research, man, it's really good to see you in here. I haven't. I got to go and check your channel. I don't always get notifications and see if you put out anything new since the last one I watched. But as of right now, them are the plans that I got. Just finishing up a couple of double barrel rifles. Um, I haven't had the money to go on Gunbroker and see if I can find any broken drillings or Cape guns or anything old like that, to fix and restore up. So do some of the projects I got. Some other things, like I said, maybe turn that Rossi R92 into a mare's leg. Trying to think of what else. Blow that Damascus barreled shotgun up. There's a few things right there for to do in videos. So that's kind of the plans right now. Um, as where I'm at. You guys got any questions or? Hello, Charles. How are you doing, buddy? I don't know how to translate that right now. I'll have to translate after this video's over. Um, Man, I wish I was better tech savvy because sometimes I get people in a different language than English, and I have to go back later to read their comments so I can translate it. And go from there. So really, I don't have a lot. I don't do a lot of lives on this, and somebody wanted said I should do a live, so I figured I'd do one. Like I said, this is kind of an impromptu thing. Um, Trying to think if there was any other questions that anybody had asked recently. Sometimes it's easier just to do a video than to try and answer the comments. You know, texting a question. Gask, I'm still trying to figure out life. I mean, years ago I gave up drinking and doing dope, and I had kids, didn't want that around my kids, but I mean, we're all going through life. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's trying to figure out where they belong in this world, and in this day and age, it's rough to figure out where you belong. Honestly, just I try and live every day. I try not to let things get to me. I try and find something that makes me happy every day, whether it's my wife, my kids, a project I'm working on, whatever, and I focus on the things that make me happy. Try not to focus on things that don't make me happy. I don't always do a good job at it, but I try. The good Lord's blessed me. You know, I got a great wife, great kids, great grandkids. The important things are there. So yeah, I can have Josh. I can have an AR pistol in Michigan. Um, I can also do the other where if it's I think if it's over 27 inches long or something, then it can have a vertical grip and all that. Um, the mare's leg is just it's not there's no way of getting around that. If I want to build that Rossi into a mare's leg, I have to pay the $200 and I have to get the tax stamp for the short barreled rifle. Yes, every day is a gift, absolutely. At 18 years old, Gask, I wish I'd listened to the people that were older than me that knew more than me. I was a very dumb kid at 18 years old, thought I knew everything. And, you know, fortunately, I lived through it. Like I said, I'm not a preacher, but the good Lord has blessed me. The fact that I'm still alive has been a blessing. The fact that I've been hit head on twice on motorcycles and can still walk and everything else. Like I said, the good Lord's blessed me. If you're having issues in your life, you're not sure where you're going or whatever, best thing I can say is pray on it, you know. And you can also get some really good information, and that uh, Kingdom of God Research has a good channel. Go check him out. Um, I know I always feel better after watching his videos if I'm having a rough day. No, I don't speak Brazilian. I can barely speak English. I'm just a dumb old redneck. Yes, the ranch hand is nice. But they don't make them anymore, so I haven't been able to find one. You're welcome, Gask. Like I said, Kingdom of God Research is. I'm friends with his sons. I don't know him that well, but I have the utmost respect for the man and for what he does, and I really enjoy his videos. Guns and Water, yeah, I'm back on. I'm trying to keep the light on. This eye is driving me nuts. Um, the headache's starting to ease up, so hopefully I don't have to turn the light out again. Yeah, wisdom definitely comes from hard lessons, and I made life very hard on myself when I was younger. I will go back and see if that's the one I think it is, Kingdom of God. That's the one I think it is. I watched that one. I don't know if you put out a new one, but like I said, I like how you explain. You don't just tell people what it says or whatever else. You actually take the time to explain it, so a dumb redneck like me at least can understand it. Thank you, the king. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not going to get into politics, Josh B, on this channel. I have a channel for that, but yeah, I don't. I'm not into fear porn and clickbait. You're not going to find that on this channel. This channel is for me just to have fun with. It's a hobby. It's a gun channel. Every once in a while, I do a live like this, just in case people have questions or something like that. But I try and keep politics off this channel because I really don't want to get this channel removed. This is my channel that makes me feel good. I have fun with, if that makes sense. No, guns and water. I years ago I burnt my eye welding, and I don't know if you can't. It's you probably can't see it in here. You can see it in some of my videos from the center of my eye here, or the where the tear duct is going all the way to the center is just red. It's scar tissue. And now it's starting to grow over the cornea, so it's starting to affect my vision. Well, I'm left eye dominant, so now I have to force myself to focus with my right eye more, and it causes me migraines. So Tuesday morning, they're going to cut all that scar tissue off, and then it's going to take some time to heal up. They can't do it with a laser, so they have to physically go with a scalpel and cut it off. And I don't know what all's involved in it. I don't want to know. I just want to get it fixed. Yeah, I don't have any stagecoach guns, chicken neck. I've only got one double barrel shotgun, and it's a full length 12 gauge. All the rest of my double barrels are either drillings, cape guns, or double barrel rifles. But I do like coach guns. I'll have to get one day. Thank you. I think it says Cam Cop. I'm having a really hard time reading the comments right now with my eye. Thank you, Josh B. I love the cowboy guns too. I mean, the cowboy guns are probably, well, it'd be a close tie if them are my absolute favorites, or if my drilling cape guns, my elephant guns and stuff like that are my favorite. Just honestly, it kind of, like I said, I'm kind of ADHD when it comes to guns. I mean, it just depends on what my mood is. My mood changes constantly. One day, my Mare's Leg might be my favorite gun, and then the next day, one of my double barrel rifles might be my favorite gun. And that's why my channel, I try and do a little bit of everything. I like the modern guns, but there's so many videos of modern guns, ARs and AKs and that I just don't do a lot of them videos. I mean, how many AR videos or AK videos do you really want to watch? And being that I am not real tech savvy, I When you see my videos, they don't look like Grand Thumb or Administrative Results and that. I'm not like movie quality. Um, I'm not one of those guys that knows a ton of stuff about the history and that. That's why I watch channels like 11 Bang Bang and like Arizona Ghost Riders and that. If I want to know the history on, like the Old West or the guns and that, I mean, I'm a guy that likes to build guns, shoot guns, play with guns. So that's what I do. I mean, there's guys that are good at doing the movie quality videos. Maybe someday I'll get to that point. I don't know. I mean, I don't know everything. I just know what I know, and some of what I know, it's just been trial and error. I try and help people, but I don't want to give out bad information. I don't want to claim I know something I don't know. Um, Sometimes I'm doing something for the first time and I'm kind of learning it, so I don't want to share that information with people because if I'm doing it wrong, I don't want somebody to duplicate what I'm doing and hurt themselves. I mean, this, like I said, this channel is just a hobby for me, and to share my hobby with you guys. Yeah, Chris X, that's my political channel, A Pissed Off American. I really try not to talk politics. Politics gets me aggravated, and I don't. When I come to this channel, this is where I have my fun, where I enjoy things, and this is the channel that my grandkids can watch. You know, I don't swear in it. I don't. I try and keep it family friendly because my grandkids like to watch their grandpa do his gun stuff, and so this one I don't get political. I don't. I try not to get angry, stuff like that. You know, I thought about building a race gun on a Ruger, but I've already got two race guns, and then I've got a third one that I started on that I need to finish up. I really don't know how many race guns I really need, um, but I may take a Ruger Blackhawk and do a race gun out of it. The Wrangler is a little 22 if I remember right, and I just don't shoot a lot of 22. Um, I do a lot of 45 Colt. That's what I mostly shoot. So if I do, like a Ruger, it'll be in 45 Colt just because that's what I'm already set up for. It's just, I have tons and tons and tons of rounds for, you know, hand loaded rounds that are loaded around 700 feet per second for doing, fanning and triple shots and stuff like that. That's the load I go to. It's kind of underpowered, but I'm just set up to do all my cowboy stuff with 45 Colt. That's what almost all my cowboy guns, for the most part, are 45 Colt. Yes, Josh, this one's just for fun and from a love of firearms. Thank you very much, Timber Drifter. I hopefully you guys get something out of it. Like I said, it's just a hobby for me. Um, Try to have a little bit of fun. Yeah, 22s are cheap, but the problem with 22s is, at least since COVID, it's like if I fire 25 rounds, I get at least two or three duds in there. The quality of ammo has just been crap. No, I haven't hunted Roselle. I haven't hunted in probably about 5 years. I used to hunt with my brothers and my dad, and they all died off. And I just kind of lost. I mean, I love to eat it. I still cut meat up for people now and then when they shoot a deer. Just sitting in a tree stand, waiting for deer to come out, gives me too much time to think. And then when I think while I'm hunting, I think about hunting trips I was on with my dad and my brothers, my friends, and that, and they're all gone, and it's just depressing. I have thought about going out and doing some small game hunting or some pheasant hunting where I'm not sitting and thinking. Um, I would actually, I think this fall during pheasant season, I'm going to take that drilling out and try and bag a couple pheasants, maybe make a video out of it. So, or do some rabbit hunting with it and make a video out of it. Yeah, I've been stocking up for with 223 and 5.56 for years, but I've been stocking up with 45 Colt. You know, the guns that I shoot, I try and stock up on. Yeah, I haven't been fishing in years, but I am definitely gonna do some fishing this year. I got my grandson's 4, and he's been bugging me to take him fishing, and then my son, you know, he's 30 years old. Me and him haven't been fishing in years, and me and him been talking about it. One way or another, this year I'm gonna do some fishing with my son and my grandson, and maybe a couple of my granddaughters if they want to go. You know, I've never tried that bow fishing. I really want to try that one of these days. Well, if you watch this fall, I'll have to get one of them GoPros that you can put on your hat or on your coat or whatever. I don't know much about them, but I definitely want to do like a pheasant hunt or a rabbit hunt or something with that drilling. Just I think that'd be really fun, and you know it might make an interesting video. You can watch me miss more than I hit for sure. At least you guys can laugh at me or laugh with me. It don't matter. Yeah, Plowboy, I tell you what, man, you've been picking up some really nice revolvers, buddy. Um, you're gonna have to quit doing them 41 Magnum videos. Now you got me thinking I need to add one of them to my collection, and you've already instigated enough purchases, haven't you, brother? I'm just joking. You've never twisted my arm, but I have purchased a lot of firearms from watching your videos for sure. Wow, that sucks. You're in California. You know, I had a 41 mag years ago, and I loved the round. It's just back then I didn't reload pistol cartridges, and there was 41 mag was impossible to find back then. But now that I reload, yeah, I'm really thinking I'm because of Plowboy there, I'm going to have to add one to my collection, and I've kind of got an idea that I'm going to look for a Smith and Wesson and put some ivory grips on it or imitation ivory grips like Plowboys. I think it's one of the prettiest revolvers I've ever seen in my life. Is that Smith and Wesson 41 mag he's got? Yeah, that's cool, Josh. An A1 clone. I built an actual M16 clone years ago. You know, with the triangle forearm and that. That gun is that gun changed 3 or 4 times, and now it's a Mark 12 clone. Hang on a minute, guys. I got to rub the side, try and get it. All right. Um, but yeah, I turned it into a Mark 12 clone, and I'm always changing guns around and customizing them and all kinds of stuff. If you guys want to see a pretty 41 Magnum, go check out Plowboys. I can't remember what model it is. Plowboy's watching, so maybe he'll put the model number or the title of the video in the comments. But he picked up a Smith and Wesson. It's a double action 41 Magnum that is just man, that gun is gorgeous, and it's got some imitation ivory grips on it. It is just It's really making me want one bad just thinking about it. It's a model 4-inch model 57, no dash is what he says in the comments. So if you haven't seen that video, go check that out. I prefer single action over double action, but that double action, I mean, it is one of the prettiest guns I think I've ever laid my eyes on. And I'm not, a huge Smith and Wesson fan. I like my Colts, but that is a gorgeous gun. I mean, there's nothing about that gun I would change other than making it mine, getting it from Plowboy and making it mine. That would be the only thing I would change. Yeah, Plowboy's a bad influence, Timber Drifter. I think I've bought 6 or 7 guns now based off of Plowboy videos. When my wife always says, "Well, why do you need that?" I just tell her, "Hey, Plowboy told me to get one." I just blame it on Plowboy. That's what I do. When you buy a gun after watching a Plowboy video, just blame it on Plowboy. My wife don't buy it, but I still tell her that. That was just my way of saying thanks, Plowboy, for all the help you've given me. I've purchased quite a few guns that I wouldn't have purchased if it wouldn't have been for your good review of them on a video. And you've inspired a few of my videos, like my Plowboy Special, my open top 44 Special that I blew up and rebuilt it into what I call the Plowboy Special, 45 Colt, 5-inch barrel. Nah, my wife won't hate you, Plowboy. She don't let me pass the buck on you. Anytime I do something, try to blame it on you. She just says that she don't let me blame it on you. She gives it right back to me. Actually, my wife's really cool. I joke around and that, but my wife, there's a lot of videos that I wouldn't have been able to do had she not finagled some bills around to help me get this or get that. She's better with that old thing than I am. If it was left up to me, there would be no bills getting paid. I'd just have all kinds of toys. Anybody else got any other questions? Or, it sucks I can't show guns on these lives because, I could show you my Plowboy Special or I could show you the double barrel rifle I'm working on, stuff like that. Yeah, Plowboy's a good dude, and I can say that from personal experience. Plowboy's a friend of mine, and he is a really good guy. I hold him in very high esteem. Him and a few other ones. I would have never spent the money on doing my curse conversions. I mean, them curse conversions are expensive, and I would have never spent that kind of money without Plowboy giving a favorable review on them. Just because I don't want to spend $400 on a conversion and find out that his junk don't work or can't hold up or anything like that. So, like I said, if you look at I call it my Plowboy Special, my 1872 open top. That was totally inspired. That's pretty much an exact copy of an 1872 open top that Plowboy had. My curse conversions were all inspired by Plowboy. Um, my Rossi 92 I bought because of a Plowboy video. Trying to think of what. Oh, and my Ruger 44 Magnum. I mean, I fell into that deal, but I'd been looking for a 44 mag from watching some Plowboy videos on that one too. So, like I said, there's quite a few of my guns, and then there's other ones that the 11 Bang Bang boys have inspired. My Kurt or um, my fit specials. Both my fit specials were inspired by the 11 Bang Bang Boys. So, I mean, that's a cool thing about having a channel like this and being friends with other creators is I can get a lot of good ideas from them, you know, and help if I need help with something or knowledge about something. I get it from them. And like I said, when you guys see me do these videos with live ammo and that, just remember I'm a professional. Well, not really, but I am a legend in my own mind, so it makes it okay for me to do it, but don't you do it. Yeah, the conversions are definitely some of my favorite. Hey Josie Wales, how you doing? Yeah, Plowboy's bad for influencing purchases. I think everybody needs to tell their wives it's Plowboy's fault. That, like I said, that's what I do. Anybody got any other questions for me? Or if not, I'm probably going to kill this and go lay down and rest my eyes a little bit. I don't know what I did today, but this eye is driving me nuts today. But yeah, I used to hunt quite a bit. There's some of my trophies: hog, little buck, not kind of had a wider spread, but not too bad. That was a sheep I shot on a hunting trip. There's another buck, not the hugest rack, but that last buck's actually got 13 points. So hey, you have a good one, Plowboy. Yeah, Alex, there's actually a few videos on the channel of that drilling the triple barrel. Go back and watch them if you want. Like I said, I'm gonna take that thing out this fall and definitely do some rabbit hunting or some pheasant hunting or both with that though. Nope, no Tennessee, Chris. I figured you'd have that one hanging on your wall, buddy. You have more opportunities at that Tennessee than I do. Sorry, guys. That's an inside joke between me and my buddy Chris. Yeah, that hog wasn't too bad. He was, I think, about 180 pounds. My son shot and maybe I'll do a video on some of these trophies one day. My son's hog was 500. I want to say 547 pounds. It was over 500 pounds. It was gigantic. It looked like a bear coming through the woods than a hog. But these weren't. I mean, these were just old farm hogs that were turned. Somebody turned them loose and let them get wild. I mean, it wasn't like feral hogs running around in the mountains or nothing. I took my son when he was, I think, 10 to one of them hunting ranches, and like I said, they're just hogs that somebody turned loose on like a 100-acre farm. It was all fenced in and that, and they were just running wild and getting mean. Yeah, Alex, I did a couple of videos actually on blowing up Damascus barrels, and I've always heard the same thing that they were weak, but my grandfather always hunted with Damascus barrels. Um, he just said that if they're chambered for 2.5 inch, put 2.5 inch in them because even though the 2 3/4 fits in there, when the end of the shell opens up, it actually restricts because it's only a 2.5 inch chamber and it overpressures them. So I mean, you got to find out. Like I've reamed a couple of my Damascus barrels from 2.5 inch to 2 3/4. I'm not saying you should do this by any means, but I have had double barrel shotguns and stuff that were Damascus barreled that I had shot for years and years and years and years with smokeless powder, just regular bird shot. I just reamed them out to 2 3/4 and opened the throat up some so it wasn't overpressuring them. But like I said, I'm not encouraging you guys to do that. I'm an idiot. Don't do what I do. The blowing up the Damascus barrels was I just wanted to see what it would take to blow them up. And the one that I was trying to blow up, the bores were terrible. They were pitted. I mean, I would never shoulder it under any circumstances, even with black powder loads. So the fact that it held up to Damascus or to smokeless powder, and the fact that I was putting 3.5 inch mags in it, really, really impressed me on the strength of it. Sorry about that. Somebody just blowing the channel up with I don't even know what the hell they were putting. So sorry about that, guys. Just had to put them in timeout. And if they get really stupid, I just ban them. I ain't gonna deal with it. All right. Well, anybody else got any other questions? Or if not, I'm gonna call it a night and go lay down. And but yeah, the Damascus barrels. I'm thinking that if they're in good shape, shoot the right length shell for them. I don't have an issue shooting them. I'm not saying you should. If you shoot smokeless powder in Damascus barrels and blow your fingers off, it's not because I told you to. I'm telling you don't do it. I'm just telling you I do it. I don't pass them up, Alex. If I get a Damascus barrel cheap, even if I don't feel safe to shoot, almost all my double barrel rifles, well, not all, but a couple of double barrel rifles I built over the year were built on Damascus barreled shotguns using that action just because I didn't feel safe shooting shotgun barrels out of them. But no, I don't pass up on any of the old guns, like Damascus barrels, like the drillings, the Cape guns. If they're even if they're not like that Joseph Winkler Cape gun I picked up. I mean that thing was so worn out and needed so much attention just to make it shootable again that nobody wanted it. So I was able. I think I picked that one up for $500, and I mean them things range anywhere. I've seen them go anywhere from in good shooter shape, 2,500 to 35, $4,500. So I haven't seen any cheap ones like that needed work, where I'd be trying to pick them up. But I'm always looking, trying to find old guns because that's what I enjoy doing. I like fixing up old guns, and so I'm always looking for cheap guns and that are old that need work. And a lot of people won't touch them Damascus barrels. So if I run across a good deal on them, I'm always trying to pick them up. All right, folks. I hope everybody has a good night, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks for coming on here and talking with me. And if I don't, if if you comment on any videos this week or send me any emails, if you don't get a response right away, I'm not ignoring you. I'm going in Tuesday for that eye surgery, and it could be 3 4 days before I'm able to answer any emails or comments. So just letting you know, because I normally try and answer comments and emails every day. But if next week you don't hear anything from me, it's not that I'm ignoring anybody or I didn't get it. It's just I got to get that surgery on that eye, and I don't know how. The doctor said it'll be probably at least 3 days before I'll even be able to use the eye. They want me to wear a patch over the eye and that. I don't know. They said I'm gonna be in a lot of pain, so just saying I might not get to any comments until the end of the week or next weekend. or emails. All right, thank you everybody for stopping in and watching the video. Like I said, I appreciate it. This is a hobby for me, and it's fun, and I like doing it, so that's why I do it. But everybody have a great night, and hopefully you have a great week next week. Thanks.